Welcome back to Gaming with Raylo. Today we're going to do a short little video on how to make your first tools. Now, to make your first tools, you should probably make a pickaxe first and a hammer second. So to do that, let me pick up that stuff and put it away. Um, what you're going to want to do is gather up some of these native copper. So you're gonna need 20 pieces of copper to make one tool. So I've got 40 in the crucible, and it says right here that it takes 1084C to melt. Now wood, if you look down here, wood is only 800C. We're not going to be able to use wood. But I have some brown coal that we found that's 1100C. The other thing you're going to want in the very beginning is some charcoal. And charcoal also burns at 1100C. And I think I have a little bit in here. Yeah, I only have a little bit right now, so we're not using the charcoal for the test. But it runs at, it actually burns at 1300, which is a little bit higher than actual coal. Now, there are different types of coal. So black coal burns at 1200C, and then of course charcoal burns at the hotter. So right now we're just, for safety sakes and for, material wise, we're gonna use this brown charcoal because we have a bunch of it. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start this to go, and it's gonna start heating up. And you'll notice here that it says the temperature on the ore is going up also. So it needs to get to 1084 to be able to start melting, and then this green line will move over to here. While that's doing that, so there's different ways to get copper. If you played TFC before, there's little nuggets on the ground. When you're exploring the world, pick those little nuggets up, but try to mark the area because there is a surface deposit of copper usually underneath those ingots. You can always find one down there in the ground somewhere. So that's an easy way to know where some of the material is. And then the other way to do it is to pan for copper. And to go ahead and make a pan, you want to take a oak log, put it in your inventory, and then take your knife and put it to the right hand side. It won't. If you put it to the top, it makes a club, and I think that's it. I think it's just a club. Yeah, so we're going to make a pan. Now, to pan, you need any kind of sand or gravel. And to be able to pan, you're going to want to right-click on a piece of sand. So I got some limestone sand here. So I right-click on it. See how the pile kind of shortened down a little bit. And now if you hold down right mouse button, it says, oh, I must stand in water to pan. So you must be in a pool of water. And then if you hold right-click down, it swirls the pan around. And we did get a copper nugget there, so that's actually pretty good. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and pan the rest of this sand out and see what we get. I have panned quite a bit, and I have found spearheads and some other things, some copper spearheads. I mean, it's really interesting, some of the different things they have in the loot table. So we got that, and we're going to pan. I've got actually 2 pieces of copper. So if you're in an area you can't find any copper, this is the way to find some copper to get your first tool. And once you get your first tool, it's a lot easier to get copper. You can either go to those surface deposits and dig down a little ways and mine out some copper. Or you can go spelunking in some of the caves, and they normally, some of them don't, but a lot of the bigger caves that go deeper have lots of material in veins. That's how we found most of our metal and everything else that we found for Twisted and I so far. We found quite a bit. Mama found us some tin right off the bat in a tunnel. And then Twisted yesterday went into a tunnel and found a huge vein of iron ore. So in later videos, we're going to show you what we can do with the different ores and how to make some of the alloys. But for today, we're just basically focusing on your first 2 tools. And your first tool is a pickaxe and a hammer. So we're going to go ahead and, it's already melted. So we're going to grab it, and then we're going to hold shift and then pour it into the mold. And then we'll pour it into this mold also. So, one of the things is when you hover your cursor over things like this, like it gives you a help thing. That's a way to turn that on and on in the interface. And if you go into your settings and go into interface, it's this one right here, show block interaction help. If you have this off, it doesn't tell you what you need to do. So when I was first playing and I was having all kinds of problems, I did not have this checked. And so it's really been a bonus because it actually tells you I want to shift click to pour in the material or right click to pick up. So we're going to let that stuff cool down, and I'm going to show you the house real quick that I have made. We made a quick house. Me, Twisted, and Mama Jamma and Maze have all settled a little way away from Spawn. Spawn's up here somewhere. This is where that was like my little dirt hovel. And this is our new area next to a lake. Mama Jamma is going to build over here. Twisted built right behind me, and Maze is over here somewhere. We have a little garden and a little eating area. The other cool features that I have found in the game that this is one of the neatest features, is the ladders. I really love the ladders. So let's say you're down in a hole somewhere and you need to put ladders down. Usually we have to climb the ladders and put them in one at a time. On these, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a ladder at the top and at the bottom. So with these, all I have to do is click on the top, and it automatically puts a ladder on top of it. Same thing if you want to put it below it, you click on the bottom of the ladder, and it puts it below it. I think that's one of the best features I've seen ever. And so to go down, you want to press shift to go down, and you actually can stop on the ladders now. You don't automatically fall to the bottom. So you can actually, if you're mining, you could pick a new spot to mine by just stopping on the ladder. I think that is a wonderful, wonderful feature. We got a little fireplace here, and I got a little loft. I should have gone up to the loft. The loft is my bedroom. And I don't have much in it right now. We're going to find some stuff in the world. I found these bins in a lot of the little dungeons and used them. Other than that, Twist has made a little house, and Maze is working on hers, so we're just getting started. And so the copper is cooling down now, so we'll give it a few more minutes. I had made some other copper ingots, which we'll be going over later in another video. But one of the... and then several different things. So we got an anvil, and I got an anvil mold here, and we'll show you all these in the next couple videos on how to use them. Look, alright, so it says it's a copper hardened ingot. We should be able to now go ahead and pick it up and then create those into some tools. So, of course, sticks, and we're going to create a pickaxe and a hammer. Now, you're wondering probably why I say a hammer as the second tool that you really need to make. The hammer is used to make these nugget chunks. So you can find these nugget chunks on the surface, but when you mine, you find chunks like this. So you can't melt the chunks down. You can't melt these big chunks. So you have to take the hammer, put the ore in your thing, and then go ahead and then you can go ahead and pick out the ore. So that's why the hammer is very important in the early games, because once you get that, and then you get your pickaxe and you go mining, you still cannot melt it until you turn it back into nuggets. So you're going to need a hammer and a pickaxe right away. And I think that's we're going to cover today. If anyone has any comments or questions, go ahead and post them in the thing. I'd also like to say I am just starting out, so it's all very new for me. I do not have any transitions for videos, and if anyone has the ability to make transitions for videos and help me out, I would be much appreciated. Have a great day. Talk to you guys later.